Actually going to head out to some breaking news from the U.S. Capitol right here as we show you a picture of the dome there. The Capitol Visitor Center at this hour is closed. It will remain closed throughout the day, and that is because a man has been arrested. We are told that this person smelled of fuel and had a flare gun as well as gas canister. As you see, Capitol Police there and the public information officer making its way. Let's listen in.
Obviously, today's a very big day, and this is why we wanted to alert you to what happened today and the action that our officers took. United States Capitol Police Chief J. Thomas Manger is going to give you a brief synopsis as to what happened today, and then he's going to answer a few questions, keeping in mind that obviously this just happened this afternoon, and there's some details that we have to hold back as our investigators do their work. Here's Chief Manger.
At about 12:20 this afternoon, a white male entered the south entrance of the Capitol Visitor Center and approached the screening area. He was directed to put his coat and his backpack down for screening. He stood there for a few seconds, then put his stuff on the conveyor belt. As soon as his backpack and his jacket went into the screening area, U.S. Capitol police officers staffing that screening area saw what appeared to be something in the shape of a firearm. They also saw two bottles in the backpack. As the man was standing there, one of the officers noticed a faint odor of gasoline, and when they pulled the backpack off the conveyor belt, they noticed a much stronger scent of gasoline. At that point, the subject was detained. He was placed under arrest. We found a flare gun, a lighter, and a torch lighter in his jacket. There was also other articles in his backpack, and he is now in custody. And again, very active investigation. We located his vehicle. That was several blocks away. We now have the vehicle as well. And again, ongoing investigation. Happy to answer any questions that you have.
It's my understanding that he had a manifesto that was anti-government and had maybe some pro-Palestinian or anti-Israel manifestations in that, and that he'd driven all night from Michigan. Is that accurate? And what can you elaborate on that?
He had papers with him that he said his intent was to deliver them to Congress. We're still going through all of those papers. It's quite a bit, and we are trying to determine where, in fact, he did come from. And again, active investigation, so there's a lot of follow-up. When we get that information, there'll be additional follow-up.
All right, you were listening right there to Capitol Police Chief Tom Manger giving a briefing as to what exactly happened earlier today at the Capitol Visiting Center. And as he walked us through what happened, a visitor showed up, as is everybody's right to do so, went in there. When he placed his backpack and his belongings on the conveyor belt, as it went through X-ray, they realized that there was something that appeared to be a firearm, as well as two bottles. Once they opened up the backpack, they realized that there was a strong odor of gasoline there. There was a flare gun. There was a lighter. There was a torch lighter as well. They arrested this man. There were questions now as to whether or not he had a manifesto with him, who he was trying to deliver it. The chief saying he did have some paperwork with him. He was intending to deliver it to Congress, but did not specify if there was any member specifically or what that paperwork contained. Also questions as to where he came from, but his car was located several blocks away from the U.S. Capitol. Right now, the scene has been secured. The man remains in custody, and it is an active active investigation, as you can imagine, heightened security on Election Day, more so than in any other day, probably other than inauguration. We have seen fencing going up around the Capitol complex, but because of what happened earlier today, this was about roughly 12:30 in the afternoon, they have now shut down the Capitol Visitor Center, at least for the remainder of the day. We will keep you posted as we get any more updates here on Fox 5. In the meantime, we're taking a quick break. We'll be right back.